So the last act that Thurman Miller did in Natchitoches, Louisiana against me was serve me a lifetime ban from the Natchitoches Parish Library. He served this to me while I was in jail. The day after my trial, the day after he testified, the day after he admitted to not knowing what a Terry stop was, and that might have been his last act as an officer with that police force. He served this ban to me, this lifetime ban that the librarians signed. He served it to me in plain clothes, not in uniform. But the day before, he was in uniform testifying against me in my trial. So he quit a month later. So I had my trial in May 11, 2022, and that's when I think he quit in June 2022, and then he was hired by Department of Revenue the next month in July 2022, as you could see on his LinkedIn page, because I looked him up a couple days ago, showing his timeline. He has a picture of himself, just 2 jobs, a police officer for Natchitoches for 4 years, ending abruptly after my trial, and then a new job. He's been working a year now, enforcing tobacco and alcohol regulations with minors. He's doing some kind of code. He's a code enforcement officer in New Orleans for the state. They don't care that you don't know the Terry stop. They don't care about this arrest of me. I think he got a promotion the way it looks. It looks like a bigger, more responsibility for him. And I looked him up. I was curious about his history. You know, what's been going on in his life. I like to look up my arresting officers from time to time. I looked up Davis. I looked up Favors. They're not showing up on any activities with the police on the Facebook. They're not getting awards or promotions. And they're not posting anything that I know of just by looking up their names. But Miller, he updates his LinkedIn at least. And then of course I think the prosecutor and judge, they're still doing what they're doing. So it's continuing on. It's an ongoing story because my case is still active in Natchitoches. It's been how many days? I count the days on an app. I haven't gotten the latest time. Let's see, we got countdown. My case has been sitting on the state Supreme Court's desk for 8 months and 2 weeks. Lieutenant Williams, she investigated, or I reported to her a complaint about the arresting officers, and she hasn't gotten back with me. It's been a year, 8 months, and 3 weeks. It's been a year, 8 months, and 4 weeks. Well, okay, a year and 9 months since I was arrested in Natchitoches. My case is still ongoing. It started from scratch a year and 8 months later on failure to ID at the library. But what hasn't started from scratch is the lifetime ban from the library. Somebody wrote a strongly worded letter to her, as far as I understand, to the librarians, telling them that this is wrong. I shouldn't get a lifetime ban, and there has been no response. So I don't know what's going on with that. As far as I have to assume that I still have a lifetime ban from the Natchitoches Library until I'm told otherwise. And that's supposed to be for what they say they saw on my computer with no evidence at the trial. So the librarians waited till the trial, and then the day after, Miller was happy to submit this letter that they drafted. Who knows if it was drafted before the trial or right after the trial, this letter saying that I have a lifetime ban from the library. So it's an ongoing, it's a currently active case, and yeah, the whole decision is now resting on the state Supreme Court, and that's because the appeals court still thinks it's a credible charge against me. I mean, yeah, the city judge, the prosecutor think it's a credible charge. The police do. I'm sure a lot of other people do. And the only if this was if the appeals court had said that it wasn't a legal arrest, then it would have been done by now. Instead, it's cost me an extra few $1,000s because it didn't stop at the appeals court. And because it didn't stop at the appeals, because my case didn't stop at the appeals courts, I think that added on probably another $3,000 or $4,000 with the cost of paperwork, and then looking into Judge Ousley's history, because I mean, yeah, he's up for scrutiny. The prosecutor should be up for some kind of scrutiny too, but we're not looking into Prosecutor Benjamin for anything. All I have are little bits and pieces about his history, and I mean, obviously he favors the cops a lot in his work. He works for the cops. He's a lawyer for the cops, and yeah, you got to question everything he does. So that's the circumstances right now that I know of with my situation. It's limited knowledge.